Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be starting a new Pillow Talk series where we're going to be talking about relationships, advice, life, all of that fun stuff. Today's video is going to be on my long distance relationship. I'm going to be giving some tips and advice and also answering some of your most common questions. It's 2020 and in this day and age, most couples will experience and have to go through a long distance relationship period. I believe I read an article where it said that 85% of couples at some point in their relationship will have to do long distance. And long distance can mean anything from a few hours driving, or it could mean a 5-hour plane ride, or even across the world. So this is a very normal and common thing to happen with all ages, all couples, all ages. And it can be hard. It's actually one of the hardest things I've had to go through. Even though this is one of the hardest things to go through, you will be okay. And not only will your relationship become stronger, you as an individual will grow so much. And it is so needed to have this personal kind of alone time and still have your partner in your life. I am in my second year of doing long distance with my boyfriend. He is in Denver, Colorado, and hopefully with this pandemic going, I was supposed to move May 6th, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to move on time. That would be the end of our long distance relationship. Just a little background for those who don't know, I met my boyfriend in 2018, the spring of 2018, and we started dating a little bit after that. By the end of the summer of 2018, I was about to head to college in September, and this was the beginning of August. He told me that he will be moving and finishing up school, or actually getting a second degree in Denver, and it completely caught me off guard. It was probably one of the most painful things that I have ever experienced that night, because it kind of felt like everything was going so perfect, and all of a sudden, you know that this person is gonna leave in a matter of a few days, because he left, I believe it was a week after he told me. So, not gonna lie, I was so heartbroken. It felt like a breakup, but you weren't breaking up. But it was still a breakup, but you weren't breaking up, you were just separating. And I had never ever thought that I would agree to be in a long distance relationship. I would actually laugh at couples for being in a long distance relationship for years even. And I just thought it was a waste of time. I thought you should have your freedom and you shouldn't be dealing with that. And long story short, about a month in of our long distance relationship, we did end up breaking up for a little bit of time because we just had some issues to work through. And I knew deep down that we would get back together eventually. And most couples doing long distance will break up at some point. This is just a statistic, but they will also end up together. So this will really, really test your relationship in all kinds of ways and forms. You're going to have to become a great communicator. You're going to have to be honest. You're gonna have to make time for this person and all of your time is gonna be valuable time. There's not gonna be just hanging out. Like, you can't just have them over and watch a movie and chill. No. And especially both being in school and working and having these crazy schedules, it's really hard to find time. But we made it work, and last summer I spent the entire summer with him in Denver, which was incredible and amazing, and I never thought I would transfer schools, but I realized my school is not for me, and I could make another video explaining why I'm moving, why I'm changing majors, all of that. But I am moving, and hopefully that will be the end of our long-distance relationship. Now, all that being said, I am going to start off answering some of your questions. So let's get started. The first question is, what keeps you motivated and hopeful to stay in a long-distance relationship? You have to know that this person is committed to you. And if you know and you're secure in that relationship and you know that this person is worth it, that will motivate you. The other thing that really motivated me is knowing that I'm going to see him in a couple months or in a few months. And when you know that vacation is going to come, or that holiday, or whatever it is, and you know you're going to see them, then it's reassuring, and it's fun to count down and all of that. And knowing that it will come to an end is, I think, the biggest motivator for me, but also the person. The next question is how to tell your partner you're moving / how to break the news. This is hard. This is hard because, and I'm guessing nerve-wracking. I've had friends who are afraid to tell their other person because they think the other person is going to break up with them right then and there, and it could be a possibility, but probably not. The way you tell them is extremely important. You should sit them down in person. Don't do this over the phone. Don't text them. That could end in a breakup if you do it that way. You should talk to them face to face and thoroughly explain to them why you're moving. And this should be ahead of time. This should not be like my boyfriend who did it 1 week before he moved. Be prepared to answer all of their questions because they're probably going to have a lot. I know I did. I had so many. And the one question that you should really have an answer for is, when is the next time I'm going to see you? Because like I said in the previous question, that is one of the biggest motivators to make this relationship work. So you should have a plan of when you're going to see each other, and also to be extremely reassuring. Reassure this person that you want to continue being in this relationship with them, that you love them, that you care for them, that you're still going to be there for them day in and day out, no matter what. And the third question is what to do if you know the other person is frustrated or mad at you and you don't know why. Okay, so I'm guessing this is you're already in the long distance relationship and you know your boyfriend or girlfriend is mad at you, but you don't know why. So make sure you ask them, what am I doing wrong? If you know they're mad at you and you really don't know the reason, you probably do. Maybe you did something that you know they're not gonna like. But even if that is the case and you're kind of freaking out, ask them, what am I doing wrong? What can I do to make you happier? And like I said, again, reassure them. Say that you love them. Tell them you care for them. Communication is really the number one thing you both have to work on. It's a two-way street. You both need to have excellent communication. Good is not good enough. It needs to be pretty great. You need to know how to communicate and clearly tell the other person what you need from them, because they can't read your mind. They can't even read your body language because they aren't there to see you. And that sounds scary, but you just have to learn how to use your words and explain to them your feelings. This kind of goes into my tips, and that was my first tip: communication. Have an open and clear communication. The next tip I have is to find and designate time to meet with each other. So this could be on FaceTime. Have FaceTime dates, FaceTime study dates. You could always call each other at a certain time. And if you're like us, we're extremely busy. Sometimes you can only afford to call them a couple times a week. And if you clearly explain to them that you can't call them every day, you can't answer their texts immediately, you're in class, then you guys might have a fight, or you might have an argument. And it's extremely difficult to argue with someone from that far of a distance, because you can't just drive to their house and make up after the argument that you had. The third tip I have is, if something is bothering you, speak up now, because it will get worse. And this goes for any relationship, really, long distance or not. If something is bothering you, you should tell the person immediately, not in a month. Don't let things build up. Speak up, and don't be afraid. I know plenty of people who are afraid to do this, who aren't even in a long distance relationship, and their significant other does something that really bothers them and they have no idea. And if the other person has no idea, it's not their fault. You need to, like I said again, and I'm going to keep saying, clearly communicate what it is that is bothering you. The fourth tip I have is, don't make each other jealous. It will end badly. I know it sounds kind of obvious, but when you're in a long distance relationship and you just had a fight or whatever it is, it could be tempting to try to make the other person jealous in any kind of way. You could post pictures or tell someone that you're hanging out with a bunch of guys. Whatever it is, if there is a need to make the other person jealous, then there is a serious underlying issue going on that you guys have to fix. You should not be trying to make each other jealous. And I've seen this happen all the time with both guys and girls in long distance relationships. And it sucks. No one wants to deal with that. Tip number 5 is to plan out visits and have countdowns. Countdowns are fun, like I said earlier, and planning out a visit doesn't have to mean you buy your ticket right away ahead of time the second you guys find out you have to do long distance. No, just having an idea or having some kind of a plan gives hope, and that's what will keep you guys motivated to stay in this long distance relationship. Tip number 6 is, expect it to not be easy. It will strengthen your relationship. And also remember that this is your time to grow. This is your time to make friends, to work on school, to work on yourself, to find out what you like to do, who you are. You are not defined by another person. And that is something that a lot of people struggle with. A lot of people, when they're in their relationship, that's their world. And it should not be like that. You should have hobbies. You should have your own put together life, which you can share with another person. But you are not a half. The other person is not your other half. I hate that saying. You are a whole. You are a whole human being. You're a whole person. And when you find that time to find out who you are, that's how you become a whole person. Finally, my last tip is to remember, if it is meant to be, it will be. If this is the right person for you, you will find a way to make it work. I cannot say that enough. And this is important to remember throughout this entire process, that whatever happens, that is what was supposed to happen. If this person breaks up with you or you guys have to break up, then it is what it is, and that is what was supposed to happen. So those were my tips, and hopefully I answered some of your questions. I know this is hard. This is not easy. And I know many friends that are about to be in a long distance relationship or have just started. And I'm here for you. I'm always here for you. If you ever need to talk about this, if you ever need to cry it out, I'm here for you. I love you guys so much. I'm going to be making more pillow talk videos, and hopefully one day I can do a Q&A with my boyfriend, and you guys can hear his advice and his side of this relationship. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.